Let's talk about gratitude, but not the kind that feels forced. Not the just be thankful version that makes you feel like you're supposed to pretend that the hard things aren't hard. Has anybody seen the Barbie movie? That's what it reminds me of, the big scene in there about always be grateful. Welcome back. This is day 14 of your Money Mindset Reset. Yesterday, we sat with some heavy things: fear, conflict, the cost of staying silent. And today, we're shifting into something that feels genuinely different. But I want to be upfront with you. This isn't going to be a feel good list because the gratitude I'm talking about is more complicated than that. And I think that's exactly why it works. If you've ever been told to just be grateful when things were hard, you know how hollow that lands. It's not wrong exactly. Gratitude is real and it matters, but the way it actually gets taught puts you in an impossible position. It implies that if you're struggling, you must not be grateful, or at least not grateful enough. That noticing what's difficult means you're ignoring what's good. That if you have to choose between honesty and appreciation, you're making the wrong choice if you're not grateful. And that version of gratitude, it doesn't hold up in real life, especially around money. Real gratitude doesn't ask you to look away from what's hard. It asks you to also look at what is still standing. Let me tell you what gratitude actually looked like in my life and what it cost me before I understood it correctly. For a long time, gratitude was genuinely complicated for me. On the surface, there was a lot to be grateful for. I had a home, I had my children, I had stability in many ways. And I was grateful for all of those things. And I just want to be clear about that. I was very grateful for all of those things. But underneath it, something wasn't right. And the slow, quiet erosion of what wasn't right is hard to explain because it didn't happen all at once. My marriage ended in what I can only describe as a death by a thousand paper cuts. No single catastrophic event, just small things accumulating over time and each one chipping away at something. My interests got minimized, my goals became something I stopped mentioning, my hobbies, aspirations, the things that made me feel like myself, they slowly ceased to exist. Not because anyone took them forcibly, they just got smaller and smaller until one day I looked around and they were gone. So, yes, I was grateful, but that gratitude was coming at a cost I didn't fully account for. Everything I was thankful for was somehow tied to losing pieces of who I was. And that kind of gratitude, gratitude that requires you to keep shrinking to maintain it, isn't whole. It's survival dressed up as contentment. There's a difference between being grateful for what you have and being expected to be grateful enough that you stop wanting anything more. One's healthy and one's a trap. Gratitude changed for me when my circumstances did, but not in the way that you might expect. After my divorce, I lost a significant amount of financial stability. The security that came from a relatively high income household, the cushion that made certain decisions easier, that was gone. And for a while, it was genuinely hard. It was uncertain and sometimes scary. But something else showed up in that space: independence, a quiet trust in my own ability to figure things out. The experience of making a decision a real consequential decision and discovering that I could stand behind it. And that's when gratitude started to feel different. Not like something I was performing to keep the peace, not like a way to talk myself out of noticing what I was missing. It felt true because it was mine. I had to work on something simple during that season, learning to notice I'm okay, even when there was chaos and uncertainty around me. Not everything is fine. Not, this isn't hard, just, I'm okay. Right now, in this moment, I'm okay. And that's a small thing. And it changed everything about how I moved through that time. Has gratitude ever felt complicated to you? Like you were grateful, but it was sitting on top of something that still hurt. You don't have to explain the whole thing, just tell me yes or no, because I think this is a more common event than anyone talks about. When your baseline relationship with money is rooted in lack, like there's never enough, I'm always behind, this is stressful, that becomes the lens everything gets filtered through. And the research on this is consistent. What we focus on expands. We covered this in day 9. Your brain looks for evidence of what you already believe. So when you practice noticing what's already working, even small things, even imperfect things, you're not pretending the problem doesn't exist. You're training your brain to hold both realities at once. This part is hard, and I handled that bill. I'm not where I want to be, and I made a better decision today than I did last month. Things are uncertain, and I'm okay. Both things true at the same time. And that's real gratitude. Gratitude doesn't change your bank balance, it changes your relationship to it. And your relationship to money determines every decision you're going to make about it. So here's how to actually practice this in a way that doesn't feel fake. First, notice what's really working. Not everything, not your whole financial picture, just something real. Something that's actually true today. A bill that got paid, a decision you made with more intention than you would have 2 weeks ago. Something that money made possible, even quietly. Second, separate not perfect from not okay. Those are not the same thing. We treat them like they are constantly. Things can be imperfect, in process, still unfolding, and you can still be okay. The moment you can hold both of those thoughts at the same time, something shifts in how you approach everything. Third, say it plainly. I'm okay. Not as a performance, not to convince yourself of something false, just as a check-in. Am I okay right now, in this moment? Usually the answer is yes, even when the bigger picture is still being figured out. So here's your journal exercise for today. And did I mention that there should be a link in the description for this video that connects you to a way to download I'll send it to you, a free journal that will go with all of these questions, just a place to write everything down if that's the more convenient way for you to do it. So your journal exercise for today, 3 prompts. Go ahead and take your time with these, okay? First, right now I'm okay because, and write 3 things. Keep them real, not aspirational, not what you wish were true, but what's actually true today. Second, what is working in my financial life right now? Even if it's small, even if it's just one thing, write it down and let it count. And then third, I'm learning to trust that, and finish that sentence honestly. Where is your trust in yourself and in the process actually growing? That's worth giving a name to. And just let that be enough for today. You don't need to resolve everything. Just notice what's already there. Gratitude isn't a feeling you manufacture when things are good. It's a practice you build so you can find solid ground even when things aren't, even when there's chaos. It doesn't mean everything is perfect. It means you've stopped ignoring what's already good, even while you work on what isn't. Those 2 things can exist at the same time. In fact, they have to. Remember, you have more control than you think. You've got this. I'll see you tomorrow for day 15, where we'll talk about one of the most counterintuitive ideas in this entire reset, giving. Specifically, why giving, even when you feel like you don't have enough, might be one of the most powerful financial moves you can make. I'll see you then.